Hi, I'm Don from DonDronesOn. Today I'm reviewing this wireless headset-style intercom system from Hollyland. These things have a range of about 1,000 feet, work for 6 or more hours on a charge, are crystal clear, and very comfortable to wear. Now, I did some tests with them, then offered them to the crew of a Soapbox Derby on Canada Day. Let's see how all this turned out. Hollyland gave me a set of Solidcom C1 headsets to try out, so yes, this is essentially a paid review. That said, I'll offer a fair opinion with pros and cons. They sent me a 4-person set, but you can also purchase 2, 3, or 6-person sets. And if you start with a smaller set, you can expand later if you wish. There's one master headset marked with an M that acts as a hub, and all the rest are remotes. And that's it. They're totally self-contained with no wires, battery belts, or control stations. They have a single ear headphone and come with a simple foam on-ear pad, which frankly I found hot and uncomfortable. Or you can switch that out for this much nicer over-the-ear piece. Nice and soft and much more comfortable, in my opinion. But the cool thing is they give you the choice. The microphone boom is fully flexible and stays right where you put it without any sagging. When you swing it straight up, you mute your microphone, which to me was super intuitive and much easier than fumbling around for some weird mute button somewhere. Oh, and the mic boom can swing all the way around to the other side. So that way you can wear the set on either your right ear or your left ear. The build quality? It's extremely good. They feel professional grade, if that's a thing. The headband is easily adjusted to fit over glasses or a hat or even my fancy hairdo. They weigh in at about 170 grams or 6 ounces. Overall, very comfortable. In terms of controls, it's very simple to operate with everything on the headphone side. There's a, well, maybe too small on-off switch and nice big volume up and down buttons. And when you hit the maximum volume, it makes a noise in your ear, so you know you're at the top of the range. There are also these A and B buttons, which apparently are used only if you're pairing new headsets to a system, like you're doing an expansion. So I wish they actually hid those away somewhere rather than mixing them in with the volume buttons. There's also a USB-C port for taking firmware updates. I assume that's pretty rare. These things are so easy to use, it's ridiculous. You turn on each unit and you're connected. There's a solid green light on your mic boom. I don't know if you can see that. And that tells you you're good to go. On the remote units, it also speaks into your ear when you're connected. Although I'm not sure what it says. Something like connection secured.
Connection secured.
It says disconnected very clearly if you get too far away, and low battery if, well, you guessed it, the battery is getting low. I love these. Yeah, I'm sick to death of all our little devices with what I call the Captain Pike user interface. 1 beep for yes, 2 beeps for no, long press for mute, 3 quick presses for, well, whatever. These guys have it right. Simple, obvious controls with verbal feedback. And the mic boom thing to mute, that's brilliant. The batteries are also smartly done. This set came with 2 batteries per unit, and they can be charged together all at once in the charger. It takes about 2.5 hours from start to end. The battery is easy to pop in and out of this part of the headset and only goes in one way. You can't get it wrong. Again, smartly designed. So they look good and feel good, but how well do they actually work? They claim to operate up to 1,000 feet or 350 meters away with a clear line of sight.
So now we're going to do a range test. I've got my son Max here. We've each got a headset on. There's also a headset recording the audio. So what you're hearing right now is what's coming through this microphone into another headset and being recorded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk down this road as far as I can, and I'll have a distance measuring app running, and I'll let you know how far I can get. Now, I'm sure I'll be out of actual visual line of sight before it cuts out, but I guess we'll find out. All right, are you ready, Max?
Ready.
Okay, so how's the audio so far?
Audio seems good.
You can actually hear me this far?
I can hear you this far away, amazingly.
Okay, all right. Well, let me get my app going here. Okay, here we go. We're at 0. How is it so far, Max?
I can hear you just fine.
You can, eh? Okay, sounds good. And
Well, to make a long story short, we tried this out a couple of times. We were easily able to hear each other out to about 180 meters or 600 feet, which is pretty good since we had a lot of trees and foliage in between us. And that kind of stuff wreaks havoc on radio systems. The audio started to break up at that point, around 180 meters, and quickly went from, well, I'll call it garbled, to nothing. But I didn't actually receive the disconnected notification until I was out about another 40 meters. Now coming back, it reconnected around the 180 meter distance again. By the way, the Solidcom C1s utilize digital radio technology, something called DECT 6.0, and apparently the signal is even encrypted. So no one can listen in on your activity with a scanner or whatever. And they're also full duplex. So even if two people talk at the same time, you can still hear each other, much like a regular telephone. All very cool. So next we checked out the noise reduction capability by standing in the wind. Again, the audio you'll be hearing is recorded from a microphone stuffed into a third headset.
so I'm in a pretty windy location right now. You can see the leaves on the trees are going. And Max, how is the wind noise on your end?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Present, but much lower level than your voice.
So I'm going to turn around. I'm assuming that at this point the active side of the microphone is taking the brunt of the wind head on. How is it now?
A bit worse now, but still, yeah, your voice is still louder than it.
Yeah, so you can still hear quite well. Like I'm actually hearing a little bit of noise in my headset, and you can see there's what's happening on the lake. It's not wildly crazy, but yeah, there's definitely a pretty good breeze out here. And you would expect to hear quite a bit of wind noise. So yeah, interesting test.
Max and I felt it was pretty darn good in the wind. You could hear the wind, but our voices were still very clear above the noise. So here's where things started getting weird. We started testing these things around 10:30 in the morning, and we decided, hey, let's just leave them on until the batteries die. So we wore them through lunch, then we went for a walk. So we're testing out the endurance of the batteries on these headsets, and we've been wearing them about 2.5 hours so far, and no deterioration. How about you, Max?
We'll still be going.
Yeah. This is how nerds go for a walk with headsets on, so you can hear every word, every breath, everything. Anyway, it's good, and they're pretty comfortable as well. Max had a nap with his headset still on, and then we did some network rewiring in the cottage. And man, having a wireless intercom was so handy. So he's upstairs feeding wire down through a hole to me in the basement. No more yelling up through the floor, no, I don't see it. It was just totally easy. It was like we were standing next to each other. After dinner, Max was going home, so there was still no sign of a low battery. So here we are after 7.5 hours of this wearing these things. We did take like a half an hour for dinner when it was just felt awkward to eat with these on. And they're still going. You can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm standing right beside you. But anyway, I'm impressed with the battery life, that's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. All right, maybe we'll finally take them off. See what it's like. You want to?
No.
No, okay. But you're going home now, so
Yes.
you have to leave the headset. Sorry.
We'll see.
All of these tests were filmed in the middle of June. On Canada Day, July the 1st, the local village of Tamworth was holding a Soapbox Derby, and I loaned a pair of these headsets to the crew, so the folks at the top of the hill who were setting up the kids to race could easily talk to the person down at the finish line, a little over 100 meters or 350 feet away. Let's listen into a bit of the chat.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a test run because there's a dad in one and a kid in the other.
Oh,
Dad's probably deciding whether he's going to use this one because it's one of the ones that Bert made.
this should be interesting.
So, yeah. So that's what that's about.
And here's what they had to say about the headsets at the end of the 4-hour event. How's the headphone working?
Oh, it's working great. Can hear perfectly down there. It's going to save us a whole lot of time. No running in the heat. Yay!
Fantastic. Good to hear. And crystal clear?
Crystal clear. Yeah, clear as a bell.
Comfortable?
Yes, totally comfortable. No digging in, nothing. It's great.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Worked perfectly during the Soapbox Derby, and I didn't have a problem with it.
Now, they had absolutely no problems using the headsets, but I actually did have one issue. At one point, when I was just a bit beyond the finish line lady, my headset disconnected. I got the disconnected voice in my ear, and I could no longer hear anything. It immediately reconnected just a few moments later and carried on just fine. Neither of the other users had any problem at the same time. I'm not sure if I was somehow in the electronic shadow of the finish line lady or what, but I wanted to share that I did have one little glitch. Otherwise, totally clear the whole time. So yeah, between my pseudoscientific tests of range and duration and the real-world application at the race, I was thoroughly impressed. Clear audio, even in the wind, reasonably long range, incredible battery life, very simple to use, and comfortable to wear through a working day, even for naps. My only quibbles, and they were really minor, is that the on-off switch is kind of small and sometimes hard to find. And the extra A/B buttons, they should really be hidden away since they're rarely used, just when you're expanding a set. Okay, then there's the price. In Canada, the set of 4 is almost $1,300, so not cheap. In the States, the same set is about $1,000 US. You're probably not going to pick up one of these things just for a laugh. But if you regularly operate events in a team environment where you need easy, hands-free communications, these would be fantastic. Sporting events, video shoots, or even between a drone pilot and a spotter, these headsets would be great. There's an affiliate link in the description if you want to check them out. Thanks again to the Hollyland folks for providing me the Solidcom C1 set to test. And thanks also to Bert, Lisa, and Sarah at the Tamworth Soapbox Derby for trying them out. I hope you found this review useful. Thanks for watching.
You're very loud.
You're very loud.
No, you're very loud.
You're very loud.
Idiot.
I think we've got a pair of idiots going on here.